In Newtown today, the Nueta Hidatsa Sanish College welcomed more than a dozen tribal colleges from New Mexico to Montana for the second day of the American Indian Higher Education Consortium basketball tournament. This morning, the Turtle Mountain Community College women played tournament hosts NHSC Lady Storm in the white. Rebecca Wells from Newtown inside move puts NHSC up by 13 in the third quarter. A lot of points scored in transition. Shayla Gayton up ahead to another former Newtown Eagle, Chelsea Quickbear. Timeout, Meekinox down double digits. TMCC scored most of their points from long range. Michaela Leducer pure off the assist from Grace Peltier. Peltier, only player on the roster who's not from Belcourt. She's from Dunseith. Can't weather this storm, though. Gayton, again in transition. NHSC hits the 30-point mercy rule. TMCC will play in the bottom bracket tomorrow. Over at Northern Lights, Meekinox men and the Northwest Indian College Eagles from Bellingham, Washington State. First half, TMCC's Kobe Gorno drives and dishes to John Lunday, former St. John Woodchuck. Meekinox were down 11, but this triple from Brandon Lambert brings them within 3 points. Lambert had 12 points in the first half. Eagles still up. Kobe Gorno, the sophomore from Turtle Mountain High School, inside move. He scores. And was this NWIC squad talented? They won their conference tournament a few weeks ago. Nicole Rodriguez pulls up and hits. That brings the lead back up to 5 points. We're still in the first half. Gorno inbounds to Lambert. Check this out from Lambert. A heat check about 30 feet out from the baseline. And this NWIC team is tough. They play Division I teams like University of Idaho, Montana State. Trezeal Lane putback slam. Meekinox will play in the bottom bracket tomorrow morning.
Got a lot of familiar faces there, huh?
You know, that's something special about our tribal college basketball scene in North Dakota is that so many of these guys and gals play for the same schools that they grew up playing for.
Yeah,
really
right.
special. We'll be right back.